They were never meant to rule yet. The world could not forget them. In an age where crowns were carved for kings and thrones guarded by men, a few women dared to sit where no woman was welcome. Their names stirred fear, awe, and admiration. They defied tradition, toppled norms, and rewrote history in a language of power, strategy, and often blood. Let's begin in China with Wu Zetian, the only woman to ever declare herself emperor in over 2,000 years of imperial China. Born in 624 AD, she started as a low-ranking concubine in the Temps dynasty. But Wu Zetian was no ordinary court lady. She was intelligent, politically astute, and ruthlessly ambitious. When the emperor died, she manipulated her way back into power through his son, eventually ruling as Empress Dao. But she wasn't satisfied. In 690 AD, she proclaimed herself emperor of a brand new Zhou dynasty, shocking the empire. She ruled with an iron grip, executing rivals, reforming the bureaucracy, strengthening the military, and elevating scholars through civil service exams. For 15 years, China prospered under her reign, yet her name was erased from official records after her death. The male historians could not bear to remember a woman who ruled better than many men. Centuries later, another empress would rise, not in the east, but in the heart of Europe. Empress Theodora of Byzantium, a former actress and circus performer, was born in poverty in the 6th century. She defied the rigid class boundaries of Constantinople and captured the heart of Emperor Justinian. Together, they ruled one of the most powerful empires in the world. When rebels nearly overthrew Justinian, it was Theodora, not the generals, who stood firm. "Purple makes a fine burial shroud," she reportedly said, urging the emperor to fight, not flee. He stayed. They crushed the rebellion. But Theodora's power wasn't just in words. She reformed laws to protect women from trafficking, gave rights to actresses and sex workers, and ensured that widows had inheritance rights. Even in a religiously conservative world, she stood as a symbol of dignity, strength, and reform. Then came Empress Catherine the Great of Russia in the 18th century. A German princess by birth, she married into the Russian royal family and endured a cold, loveless marriage. But Catherine had grander dreams. When her husband, Tsar Peter III, proved to be unstable and unpopular, Catherine staged a coup. He was imprisoned and mysteriously died shortly after. As Empress, she modernized Russia, embraced Enlightenment ideals, built schools and hospitals, and expanded the empire's borders dramatically. She corresponded with philosophers like Voltaire and Diderot, and her court rivaled the grandeur of Versailles. Yet her personal life, full of intrigue, rumored lovers, and power plays, became the subject of scandal and myth, often used to tarnish her legacy. From the east to the west, the pattern is hauntingly similar. These women rose not because the world welcomed them, but because they refused to bow. They ruled empires, crushed rebellions, and led revolutions not with brute force alone, but with intellect, charm, and vision. Still, their stories were twisted, erased, or diminished by the historians who came after men who couldn't stomach their success. Their fall wasn't always political, it was historical. They were written out of greatness, framed as tyrants, or reduced to scandal. But today, we rediscover them not as side characters in a man's world, but as central figures in humanity, as tale of ambition and resilience. Greatness does not wear only the face of a man. The stories of Empress Wu, Theodora, Catherine, and others remind us that leadership, courage, and legacy are not bound by gender but by will, wisdom, and the courage to stand when others sit. Let us continue to tell their stories accurately, boldly, and often. For in remembering these legendary we not only honor the past, we also prepare a seat for the next woman destined to lead.